Before I start this video, I wanted to encourage young people to get back in church, to start going to church again. I heard this lady named Bishop Dr. Carolyn D. Showell say that a lot of people are mad with the pastor, a lot of people are mad with church folk, but ain't nothing wrong with Jesus. Hello everybody, welcome back to Journey to Wholeness. It's been a minute, but I am back with another video. And the title of today's video is The Identity of Two Worlds. And I'm going to start in the book of John, the NIV version, the first chapter, first verse. And it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So a little bit of background on the book of John. It's basically Jesus healing and doing miracles, and it's basically insight on Jesus's ministry. So now we're going to move to John 14:6, and it reads, "Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And I titled the video "The Identity of Two Worlds" because God gives all of us a choice. You know, the choice to choose between life and death, the choice to choose between His way or the ways of the world, the choice to choose between your God-given identity or being what the world tells you to be. And the more I walk with God, the more I compare and contrast my life, like my life before I got saved and my life now. And I wanted to talk about the guardrails of Jesus and how God shifts you from your old self into becoming a new creation, because God can save you in a minute, but the renewing of your mind and the change from your old self to your God-given identity takes time. Change takes time, and I think when I first got saved, that was a hard adjustment because I thought everything was going to be better, within a day, but it took, months, for God to renew my mind, and months for me to change habits. So that's where the guardrails of Jesus come in. And, I just wanted to, be honest and, transparent about, just some of the things that God helped me and stopped me from doing, and how He helped me to create new habits. So when I was in college, I used to drink, and once I graduated and I got saved, I think it's natural for you to kind of go back to doing like things that you used to do until you get the opportunity to break old habits, and until God shows you and gives you ways to break old habits. So I used to drink, and I remember I bought some wine from Walmart, and I even took like wine tasting classes when I was in college. So it was kind of something that I was into, like pairing wines with food. So I bought some wine from Walmart, and I made dinner, and I poured some, and I was, getting ready to eat, and I took like 2 sips of the wine, and I just couldn't drink anymore. It just made me, I didn't feel like myself. And, for a lot of people, that's the point. That's the purpose, to drink and not feel like yourself. But after being lost for so many years, feeling like myself is all I want nowadays. After not being in my right mind for so many years, now that God has restored me, I don't want to do anything to alter my reality or alter, my understanding of myself. And during the few times that I have drank, whenever I went to go take those sips, the Holy Spirit was like, you don't have to do that anymore, and that was my guardrail. And the same thing with music. I had a few like favorite artists, and like an album would come out, or somebody would drop a new song, and I was like, man, like I know the album is fire, I know the album is heat, and I go to listen to it, and the song is flip me, fold me, and I'm like, oh no, I can't listen to this. And like I try, like I literally try, and the Holy Spirit is like, you don't need to listen to that because it's inappropriate. And that was my guardrail. So in the process of becoming who God has created you to be and really walking in the identity that God gives you, Jesus puts up guardrails, and sometimes it can be frustrating in the beginning, but the more you walk with Him, because the road is narrow, but the more you walk with Him and you get used to those guardrails and you get used to those internal alarms, that's when you really start to see the change. And there were times where I would say to myself, oh, this is what it feels like to respect myself. This is what it feels like to have confidence in myself. This is what it feels like to be happy, by myself. This is what it feels like to be strong and not broken. This is what it feels like to have power and not live in self pity. And all of those things came from God's guardrails. So with every decision that you make, it could either lead you in two directions: in the direction of God's identity or in the direction of the world. And every day there's a choice on which one you're going to choose.